All right, Matt Lehman or Lamont. Um, this is a special show, Kev. Our podcast is very special, and it has to do with the connection to the audience. So Matt has kind of a serious question. He said his dad is on his way out. I guess Matt's 33. His dad is 66. Cancer robbing him of a decent life. Any
Mm.
advice, I guess, for Matt in dealing with a father who's sick?
um, well, my mother died of cancer, um, and uh, I think she fought. She had breast cancer, it metastasized. It went to her femur. It
Mm,
went to her ribs. And she was getting radiated, and they ended up having to put a rod in her femur and do a surgery. And
mm,
she kept fighting. And I remember I we were in Auburn Hills Palace, and we were wrestling. And my mom, who just I just drove way too fast for my mom. And she said, and we were going to go back to the house after the show. And she told my stepdad Al and my sister and everybody, that she says, "Go, you guys go ahead. I'm gonna drive back with Kevin." I was like, "All right." So we're driving, and there's a apartment complex on 75 that's like 5 miles long. That we're like right there driving south. You know, and it's right by Northland. If anybody knows that apartment complex, it's not 5 miles, but fuck, it's a gigantic
mhm,
apartment complex, and it's right on fucking 75. And she just says, "I have something to tell you." She said, I'm not going to take the radiation anymore." And I like started to tear up, and I put the blinker on. I pulled over on the side of the road, and I looked at her, and I said, "I thought you told us never not to fight." And she said, "Son," she said, "it's too painful. The radiation in my brain is just," she said, "it's just not worth it." She says, "I'm just, it's my time. It's my time to go." And it doesn't matter whether it's 2 seconds and your kid's gone in front of you, or 4 years and your mom's gone, or you go to school and you come home, and like they come get you and bring you home at 12 o'clock, and your dad passed at work. It's just death is. I don't know. The thing is, I don't know how many times you've dealt with death. I think that's one thing that people say is they'll say, like, I'll read comments that say you're really strong, you have strength, and I think what it is because they are like, people always have this analogy that it's survival of the fittest, and it's not. It's survival of those that can adapt. It's adaptation that makes you survive in this on this planet. So you just have to adapt to the loss. You have to adapt to knowing that you're not going to see that person in the physical sense again. But I said something last week, and one of the people made a comment like, "I never thought Nash would be, you know, into like the spiritual bullshit, kind of thing." And I'm thinking, you know what? Obviously, you've never uh, not lost someone, because like I swear to God, man, like my wife was going today to her sister's house, and there was the floors couldn't have creaked anymore in my son's bedroom, And I'm thinking to myself, like, what? I guess he's packing and going with her. And she had a great. I mean, she was all nervous traveling today, and she said she got into to where she was going, and she said, I swear, she said T was with me because she said I had a perfect travel day.
Did he usually go with her when she would
Always,
go there? Okay.
always. I never would let her travel alone because when I was working, I'd always, he's a big
Yeah.
old fucker, and he would always take
Yeah.
care of his mom. So, um, as she said, it was very, it was we had a rough night last night because she was going, and that was just another thing, and then it was Tuesday, which is a Tuesday's tough because that's the day he went to the hospital, and Wednesday's the day passed. So
Mhm.
so she's leaving this morning. It's Wednesday,
Mhm.
and it's just all I can say to you as far as answering your question on losing your father is, um, I just wish, in retrospect, I would have, because I didn't like nobody smarted me up how sick my mom had gotten, because my mom kept saying, "Don't you fucking tell Kevin that I'm dying because he'll come home," and he just became champion.
Mm. That's right. It was, like, the month before, wasn't it?
Month before, the guy had just
Yeah.
become champion, and all of a sudden, man, she was in hospice like a week later, and then it was like, Tamara. I told Tamara, I said, we're going to go see my mom for Christmas. So Tamara went up there probably about the God. She just said, Kevin, you got to get home. Your mom's waiting on you so she
Mm.
could die. So I got home, and then we stayed, and I had to go back, and we had to work San Diego. So flew home, dropped Tamara off, I'm pretty sure I went right to San Diego, and then, like, as I was walking into the building, because I was by myself, I wasn't with any of the boys, because I got separated because I left to go see my mom.
Right.
And when I walked into to the arena, the agents were just waiting on me, and I just look on their face. I said, "You don't have to tell me my mom died."
Oh, they got the call.
And they're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." And he said that Vince wants you to call him. So, this is before cell phones. So you got to go into the production office, and use the fucking phone. And I got to use my AT&T. And I called
Hmm.
Vince, and Vince is like, "What do you want to do, big man?" I said, "Well," I said, "you made me champ." I said, we got to, and I mean, I was wrestling Brett in a cage. And I said, like, the house was double from the last time we were in San Diego.
Mm.
And I said, I don't think a no show is going to help us. I said, my mom's not going anywhere. So I said, it looks like to me like I'm going to fucking have a cage match tonight. He said, you don't have to do this. I said, I'm going to do it. And I remember we had a guy named Freddie. Always had killer fucking weed, but we weren't allowed to smoke. And I remember I drove from San Diego back I was in the back of, Freddie had a fucking, like a pickup truck with a cover on it. And me and Take were sitting in the back, and Freddie had the window open, and he was passing back fucking sticks, big fucking bones, man. And I took a couple of hits, and Mark looked at me and he said, "Give me that, man." So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Yep.
for Matt, um,
Dead man smoked with me.
um,
You
for
just
Matt,
gotta,
it's
yeah, it's just take as much time as you can with them, you know,
yeah.
and hopefully you can be there, because it's they when you watch somebody go, It's then you don't have to deal with the questions of, was he in pain? Was he, like you were there. It's just like, it's just, if you've ever put a dog to sleep, man, it's the same fucking thing. A dog sits there and it's whimpering, and it's feeling like shit, and they stick a needle in it. And the first time you
Peace.
do it, you forget, like, don't forget to hold their fucking head. Because I did that. I was holding my dog like this, and his fucking head went ploop. And
Oh,
Tamara and T went, oh! I'm like, fuck, sorry. I've never put a dog down before, you know? And, but it's just, but it just, it is what it is. You're 33, and I was 34 when my mom passed. So, and he's 66. My mom was 56.
oh
So,
God.
yeah, well, yeah, my mom was 56. My dad was fucking 32.
30. I know, my Jesus.
Oh, he was 36, maybe. He was 36. Yeah, he was 36.
36,
My
yeah.
dad was 36. He was
Any
born in
questions
32.
from the audience before we? Yeah. That's the thing. Matt, again. People who get this wisdom forced on them early in life, losing parents. I always think we've been picked to guide others. For you to use your platform to share that with us is so important. Nice, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah. Well, we always promised you from day one, real life, right here. And I was on a show this week promoting the book, but on the show they asked about this podcast, and I I told them that we always sought out to do something different. We didn't know exactly what it was, of course, and upon Tristan's passing on that Wednesday, when you texted me at about, I mean, of course, I heard from you when Tristan passed, and then about 5 o'clock, you texted me and you said, "I don't have a link." I said, well, "It's because you're not working tonight. What do you mean?" And you were like, "I have to let the people know about my son myself. I can't have someone else do that." And that, in a tragic way, cemented how we were going to be different.
Right.
That it was going to be real life. It wasn't just going to be us talking wrestling, even just talking sports, whatever. It was going to be all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly. And then what happened was, I think the viewers and listeners, upon being let into your life that way, they begin to share their stuff. And it just became this huge family. And it's how the show is so very different than anything I've ever seen or heard. So thank you for that. And thank the fans for that too.